This video is sponsored by SimpliSafe. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. More on that later. Hello and welcome back to Jarvis Johnson Gold, the premium channel that is free. It is free, but if you're watching this, you're premium. And today, maybe we will find the answer to a mystery I've always wondered about the channel Troom Troom, which is why are they doing that? How are they, what's up with this? Troom Troom is I guess like life hack content farm similar to 5 Minute Crafts, though operated independently of 5 Minute Crafts. They used to, and I believe still do, kind of pump out tons of content all the time. They describe themselves as easy DIY how-to video tutorials, but then when you like look into like what their channel actually does, what the hell? Sorry, it's been a couple of years. Yeah, it's like they've definitely fallen off, which is why I haven't talked about them in a long time. Poor versus rich versus giga rich pregnant. Okay, there we go. That's quintessential Troom Troom, all right? If you're poor, you get pregnant with pizza. I haven't talked about them for years, but obviously I still have nightmares. And recently, a former actor on Troom Troom has spoken out on Instagram, and they created a 7-part series where they kind of tell the story of what was happening behind the scenes with Troom Troom. And you know, I'm a messy bitch who loves drama. So that's what I'm here today to find out about. I love corporate drama specifically. Love to shit on a content farm corporation. And I hope the actor wasn't treated horribly, but I'm glad that they are speaking out in hopes that other people maybe are emboldened to do so as well. So let's hear what they have to say.
Hi, I'm the Troom Troom girl, and I finally speak English.
Hell no.
No, we weren't tortured. No, we weren't brainwashed. I was there, okay? So let me tell you what really went down.
Okay, so they weren't tortured, they weren't brainwashed. I do not know what she meant by this, by this sound.
Hell no, man. What the?
Like, are we supposed to be upset that she's speaking English? That she's speaking? I don't know. I'm just gonna let her speak because I'm gonna listen. All right, fellas, we should be doing more of that. Ladies, 6'1", by the way.
Everyone in Troom Troom was from Ukraine. Yeah, I know you probably heard a lot about Ukraine lately.
Okay. Everyone on Troom Troom was from Ukraine. Obviously, Ukraine going through a horrific war right now. And so she references that it may have been in the news lately. I figured this out in 2018. It is a business that started in the Ukraine when I just went to their Instagram page and all the comments were in Ukrainian. So
how did I end up in Troom Troom? Well, fun fact, I used to study to be a singer.
All right, so this person was raised in the Church of Troom Troom, so I don't want to go too hard on their comedic choices, but they're very XD random Troom Troom style, okay? I watched this back a second time and I was like, okay, she was studying to be a singer. She was showing this woman who was peeling potatoes on a farm, I guess, while singing Shine Bright Like a Diamond, the Rihanna song, with super auto-tune on. And then I realized it was a deepfake video of Rihanna peeling potatoes, and I don't know why she was peeling potatoes. Okay, it's fine. We're getting to the root of Troom Troom's evil, and it's very serious. And that's why this video is so serious and straightforward.
One day my friend told me, "Hey, they're looking for a black girl." Yes, you heard that right. A black girl.
Okay, cultural differences around how color is referred to. And I don't know what her intended audience of this is. She feels like other people may think this is like derogatory to be called black. And in America, it's not.
A black girl. Please, do not cancel me.
Don't cancel me. I'm a black girl.
I'm from another world. In Ukraine, everyone with dark skin is called black. But that's another story.
Okay, so now we're looking at a deep fake of Kendrick Lamar on a farm, and my patience is like starting to wear thin, but like I'm gonna lock in, okay? I may have to stop referencing these little bits.
I watched one random Troom Troom video and I thought, yes, I can do that. You don't even have to talk.
Okay.
So I made it to the audition. Oh my God, this word audition.
So she's really drawing this out. But all the parts are available and we're going to go through them. That's why I was waiting to make this video, because of how freaking this gave us no information that wasn't known. But now we know she's going to audition. Part 2. But before we get into that, we have a brief word from today's sponsor, SimpliSafe. You may have heard me talk in the past about a intruder, a home invader in my home that was not a very positive experience, and I never want to be surprised by an unwanted guest again, and that's why I got SimpliSafe. SimpliSafe is an easy to install alarm system with a support staff working for you around the clock. Traditional alarm systems only react once a break-in has occurred, but with SimpliSafe's Active Guard outdoor protection, you can be notified as soon as someone enters your property and identify if that's intended or not. And if it is the case that that guest is unwanted, SimpliSafe has live monitoring agents who can shine lights, call for help if needed, take any action necessary to keep you safe. And you can easily integrate SimpliSafe with any smart locks or sensors or cameras wherever you need them. And with the SimpliSafe app, it's super easy to arm and disarm the system, view camera feeds, and manage any of the features from anywhere at any time. There are no long-term contracts or cancellation fees. And wouldn't you know it, SimpliSafe has been named one of the best home security systems by US News & World Report 5 years in a row. There are no long-term contracts or cancellation fees, so it's easy to give SimpliSafe a try. And you can save 50% on your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for Select Professional Monitoring Plan and get your first month free. Visit simplisafe.com/JarvisGold to customize your plan, and there's no safe like SimpliSafe. Thanks again to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video. Now back to the video.
Welcome to part 2 of my 7-part series, What Do You Need to Know About Troom Troom. At the audition.
She is saying audition correctly every single time, and she doesn't think she's saying it right. And so I don't know what to do with that.
So the people from Troom Troom hate me. I began building my own social media and later joined a TikTok house in Ukraine. They believe it's unacceptable to talk about Troom Troom. Like, you're not allowed to talk about it because it's not yours.
Whoa. Okay. So here's some tea. She was trying to build her own brand. And then Troom Troom said, you can't talk about Troom Troom. No one talks about it, like Fight Club. This is actually more common than you'd think, that if you work for like a media company, they usually have some sort of restrictions about your personal brand that you can have. Even in the States, it can be that way for some of the larger like media companies. BuzzFeed comes to mind.
I don't want to end up in jail or be sued for claiming the project, so I'm just being honest and careful.
There's 7 parts to this, and each individual part barely says anything. So I'm not going to show you when we switch from different parts. I'm just going to consume it all as like one continuous video. Notably, I went to her Reels and her Instagram, and like she doesn't have any posts before this series. So I wonder if she had a different account that she was talking about, or if she had to delete her other thing or not post it or what.
Welcome to part 3 of my 7-part series, What You Need to Know About.
Okay, so in this we are referring to Troom Troom as quack quack. Is that like what it translates to? I don't know why it's referred to as that.
But let's play a little game.
I love a game. Okay, great.
Who? Yes, you.
Okay, me?
Allegedly an actor on a super popular channel called Yuppie.
Okay, this is pretty exciting for me actually. I don't usually get parts like this, so welcome to Yuppie.
Full-time Monday to Friday, weekends day off. At the end of the month, you allegedly get your paycheck. Here's the question.
You allegedly get your paycheck, as if it's a crime to pay you. That's what the Troom Troom people made you think, that it was they were doing something illegal by giving you money.
Can you afford to buy a Sony Alpha 7CR full-frame interchangeable lens hybrid camera?
Great question. I'm actually shooting this video on a Sony Alpha Series 7CR interchangeable lens hybrid camera, but I didn't buy it with my Yuppie money, so I'm gonna guess no.
No. Okay, can you afford to buy a diesel denim rhinestone shoulder bag? Still no.
Wait, I can't buy a diesel denim rhinestone shoulder bag? What the hell? I'm just playing along. I'm playing her game, okay? I'm trying to laugh with her.
Step over electric bike from REI. Yes!
Oh, you can buy a bike from REI. That's exciting.
Baby, I hope you're smart. See you in part 4.
Oh, she told us her paycheck. Oh, she said, I'm not going to tell you. And then she said we played like a higher or lower game where she gave us some specific products. Oh, $1,100. So that she can't buy that. I'm glad I looked that up. I cracked the code. And I am smart. This costs $1,000 USD. So she's saying she made $1,000 a month, which is not a lot of money because I don't know if that's her take-home pay, But for take home, if you're working Monday through Friday, then that's only $12,000 a month, and you're working full time Monday through Friday. Obviously, you're not buying this cruiser bike, you're paying rent and food and bills. So that's not a lot, is what I've determined with my brain.
Yeah, nobody speaks English. Or even if they do, it's like maybe 1%. I don't even know how we studied English in school for 11 years and still end up not speaking it.
I get that. I get that because I took Spanish for many years. And unless I'm in a Spanish-speaking country or speaking Spanish every day, my Spanish goes...
I didn't speak any English. I only started learning it 3 years ago.
Oh my God! That's incredible! She only started speaking English 3 years ago, and now she's making English language content? That's so sick.
Please don't be mad at the others either.
No one's mad. No one's mad. Some of us might be mad at Troom Troom themselves for only paying you enough money to get a electro cruiser go step over electric bicycle a month. So, but other than that, we're not mad at you, the people. Okay, so I thought maybe she's doing quack quack because she didn't want to say Troom Troom, but she says Troom Troom in this video. She said it in the first video as well. But hopefully there's no trouble she can get in.
He wanted me to film a DIY video where I put pets into pencil cases and other random stuff. Nothing against period products, but that idea felt kinda weird to me. So I said no. Later, I find out they actually wanted to fire me.
I have to imagine a lot of these actors are in situations where they don't think what they're doing makes sense. And if their response is to threaten firing you, it's like, do you know what you're making? This is Troom Troom, okay? Mr. Scorsese.
The hair drama. We made a video about my afro hair for their channel. Then I posted my own video on my brand new account talking about being black in USSR, including my hair journey. They called me in and told me that I couldn't post that. They said it was their idea.
What? That's insane. Also, like, what an incredibly valid journey to speak on. I mean, I studied abroad in Spain, and I walked into a barbershop once, literally just wanting to get like cleaned up around my hair. I didn't even have like curly hair at the time. I had pretty short hair. And they were like, no, we can't cut hair like that. And so I can only imagine, like, if you were in a place where, I mean, even in America, I'm not in a place where like most people have hair like me. So for her being in the USSR, being in Ukraine, and having that experience, I'm sure a lot of people like would really value like hearing her story. And then for the white dude in charge, which she said was a white dude in charge, to be like, actually, your hair journey, that's Troom Troom's idea. What are you talking about? I do like the idea that Troom Troom would claim that anything that they do. So when Troom Troom makes the video, one color challenge, Spider-Man versus Pikachu versus Sprunky, do you think they're hitting up Nintendo like, Pikachu is our thing, bro? What do you mean? We're the ones who did Pikachu versus Sprunky.
Can be your idea when I was the one who taught you everything about afro hair. Let's be for real, you didn't even know afro hair existed.
Talk your shit. Why would they know?
Damn, I'm getting mad when I'm talking about it.
And you're allowed to get mad. You're allowed to get mad. Well, she sips tea. I see you, queen.
More tea in part 6.
Oh, she knew what she was doing. More tea in part 6. Okay, she's finding her rhythm. She's like, okay, here comes the drama. It's a burn book. She's like done with it forever.
Flooded me with comments saying, you're only here for the gossip, little troublemakers.
Wait, that's me. I'm a little troublemaker. I'm just here for the gossip. Where's my tea?
Woo! The rat friend.
The rat friend? Like, it's not me misunderstanding her. The caption says the rat friend. I guess it is me misunderstanding her just because I don't know what we're talking about. But it's not like a language breakdown.
When I left, everything seemed fine. They told me I could even come back if social media didn't work out for me.
Okay, so I was going to ask why she left, but it seemed like she wanted to leave to do her own thing, Miles Morales style. They even said she could come back. Okay, that's good. How does the rat friend come into this?
Later, I find out they were gossiping about me being a nanny, saying I was broke, working for $50, probably homeless. Then it hit me.
That's so shitty. Also, it's not like they were working for a fucking fortune. Why are you making fun of her trying to do her own thing? I don't know like the cultural implications, but like a lot of times if you do something that is kind of off the beaten path, people will criticize you until you like become successful to make themselves feel better about like not doing something on their own journey or whatever. It's like a way people cope, I've found. And That stinks.
Coffee with 2 girls from the project, and I told them kindergarten was thinking about offering me to host kids parties there for $50. I didn't even accept it. I just mentioned it.
So she wasn't even talking about working at the kindergarten full time. It was like a side thing to host parties for some extra cash. And then suddenly they're like, that's your whole gig or whatever. Which wouldn't even be a problem if it was. Like, what is being a nanny bad all of a sudden? Whoa, she's a nanny, dude. Not like us who fucking work in the Troom Troom realm. Dude, we're so holier than thou with our glue and fucking Spider-Man and Pikachu are our best friends and we hang out all the time.
She's already working for $50. She's struggling. She's broke. They were really happy for me being broke. But now look what I have. I can afford a diesel bag.
Wow, she got the diesel bag that she couldn't afford with her old paycheck. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, period. You cannot.
Period, dude. 3 years into English and she's already better than me, dude.
Period.
Let's go. Wait, that's so sick. Good for her. Also unnecessarily mean from those coworkers. We're entering the final frontier, the final countdown, the final part before she burns Troom Troom in a manner of talking about it as a topic, not like for real.
Part 7 of my 7-part series, What You Need to Know About.
It's funny that like her reactions after Quack Quack, now she's like ruining the day. Troom Troom! Quack Quack!
When I became more known in Ukraine on TV, working with celebrities, yeah.
Oh, she actually has a big TikTok following. So her Instagram is like fairly recent, but her TikTok has been popping off for a minute because she has like 3+ million on TikTok here and getting pretty consistent views. Okay, she's popping off. Good for her, reclaiming her labor value in the marketplace. We love to see a queen succeeding, whatever is going on in this video. I don't even want to click into it. I'll just leave that as an exercise for the reader.
It wasn't easy for them to accept. They say I used the project for my own gain.
Who said that? You could say that about anyone doing anything. You just used your work for your own gain, huh? Huh? You go to work every day, you earn money so that you can gain, so that you can buy things? Curious. Wow, pretty individualistic of you, huh?
Yes, of course I did.
That part.
So let's be honest, I wasn't the most popular girl there. Redhead, unicorn, dolly.
We all know those people. Redhead, because there was a narrator that would refer to her and we'd be like, redhead, blah, 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 blah.
If 7 parts weren't enough, head to my YouTube. That's where we can talk a little deeper about it without me going to jail.
What an insane cliffhanger. We can talk about it a little deeper without me going to jail. That's why you guys come to my YouTube, is so that I can talk about things without going to jail, which is mostly kind of what I'm about, is avoiding jail time. That's kind of my whole thing. Everybody knows me as Jarvis Johnson Gold, the guy who's avoiding jail time by posting on YouTube. I'm going to go to the YouTube. I'm going to see if there's any additional tea that we can sip, because I know we're all thirsty as hell. Okay, so she used the 7-part series as a launch for her YouTube channel, which I fully respect. Brilliant content strategy, A+. Her YouTube channel is Tracy. This video only has 35,000 views and she only has 3,000 subscribers. So I definitely think she's got the potential to blow up. Obviously, she's much bigger on TikTok and Instagram. So it's only a matter of time, Tracy. Just you wait. So this is a Q&A video. Goes through a couple questions. I'll breeze through some of the answers to the questions. Who was the voice being one of the big ones? Not one of the actors, a voice actor. She already mentioned that the actors didn't really speak English, so it would make sense that the narrator being like a fluent English speaker would not be one of the actors on screen.
See that comment a lot. Oh, this channel is cringy. It's my brain rot. It was my brain rot.
So she addresses whether or not she thinks Troom Troom is cringe. And here's her answer.
I don't think it's cringe at all. To me, it was just a regular entertainment channel for kids. Kids. Kids, not adults. Kids, not teenagers.
Kids.
Babies. If we start calling that cringe, then we should also say Teletubbies are cringe.
Shots fired to Teletubbies. Yeah, Troom Troom is a channel for kids. I think that this is a fair defense of the content. I don't necessarily agree, but Oh, she's fully entitled to this opinion.
The thing is, as people grow up, they naturally don't want to be associated with anything childish anymore.
That is also a good point. But I do think that Troom Troom was doing some stuff with like just the way the YouTube algorithm worked at that time. If you go to Troom Troom now, the channel has like 24 million subscribers and struggles to get over 20,000 views a video. And so something changed pretty dramatically, I think, on the back end with YouTube, especially with these content farm channels that were just pumping out tons and tons of like recycled content over and over. But that's just a theory, a film theory, and like I don't know for sure.
It's a part of growing up, and it's totally normal to think Troom Troom is cringe.
Approved.
Thank you. I feel validated. But also I think she made a good point here.
Can you tell us about the fetish allegations?
Oh, that's interesting.
That just adults with twisted minds trying to find something bad or suspicious in content that was never meant to be that way.
I agree with this. I have a lot of people who disagree with me, and I will die on that hill that I think that the simplest Occam's razor thing is that this content was popular with an audience, and they would make so much money off of ad revenue that it would not make sense to do something for like a niche audience. Obviously, it's possible that she is wrong. It's possible that I am wrong, but you know, I'm willing to die on that hill.
These are the kind of questions I can answer without getting into any trouble.
Okay, even though I would have loved to hear more dark and twisted details from the minds of Troom Troom, I do appreciate Tracy for, you know, coming out and sharing a little peek behind the curtain that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And for me, it's fun to revisit Troom Troom. I'm going to end this with a little clip from a Troom Troom video that Tracy's in, because odds are I probably never talk about Troom Troom again. Yeah, that's fun.
There are all kinds of hair, but it's still better to have it than not.
Man, I miss this. They just said, fuck you, bald people. It's so much fun to have hair. And if you don't have it, your life is bad.
It's so windy today, and something got tangled in my curls. Let's see. Glasses, a cactus, and what is that?
I stay gold, everybody.